Good morning, legends. We are going to talk about Bitcoin price action today, potentially cover ETH as well. But before I do, I just want to note that, can you see that thing in the background right there? That is my laptop, and that means I can do an update. In case you are not following me on Twitter, my laptop broke yesterday. I had to do an update saying I can't do any technical analysis, no targets or anything like that, because my computer's dead. And this is a reason why I love Dubai. Yet another reason why I love Dubai. Went into the store, told them what had happened, told them that I'm a streamer, I need to have my laptop working. They had it fixed by 1 a.m. I was able to pick it up this morning. So we have no downtime and we're able to get into the Bitcoin price action. So if you love these regular updates, be sure to hit that like button, hit subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and turn that bell button to all so that you can be notified every time I upload a new video. Now, let's get into Bitcoin. All right, here we go. Now, I'm on the 1 hour time frame. I want to talk about what's going on here first because there's something rather interesting happening that is kind of just got my attention at the moment, and that is that this is starting to look a little bit like a bull flag. And as you know, a bull flag should break out to the upside. However, when a bull flag is formed at level 3, according to the method that we trade, it's usually a trap to get people to go long. So we have our W formation, rise 1, board meeting, rise 2-ish, board meeting, rise 3, or you may have count that as 2 and 3, and this is an extension. But nevertheless, regardless of that, we are definitely at the top end of the rises rather than the lower end. Now, is it possible that we get a full reset? Yes, it 100% is, because at this point in time, we have been holding the low of the day from yesterday. And after the false move beginning, we didn't create the W retest on the lower time frame that I talked about from yesterday's video, but we did hold the initial low of the day. So it's kind of, it ended up being a no trade day yesterday, in my opinion, and price is kind of just stuck in this range. Now, there's kind of a rule that I have that I've kind of just set for myself when I'm looking for new trades, and that is when price is between the 50 EMA and the 200, it's usually a no trade zone. And as you can see here, price is currently dancing right on the 50 EMA. So when I find price in between those two and they're starting to flatten out, so different if we were in a clear trend and the EMAs were clearly pointing up to the right or clearly pointing down to the right. But when they start to curve off like this and flatten out and then price goes in between them, that's kind of a no trade zone for me. So that's where price is right now. And really what I look for then is I have zero bias and I simply just wait for either a break of the 50 EMA retest, that's the long position, or a breakdown of the 200 EMA retest, that's the short position. So it's basically a day off until one of those two things happen on the 1 hour time frame. Now, the reason that this potential formation caught my eye also is because of the high block data right now. And when you look up here, we can see here that the total shorts is 126 and total longs is 157. That means people are starting to open short positions because they believe this move to the upside is over, or they believe that we're going to get a decent retracement. And look, they may end up being right. We don't know yet at this stage because we're literally sideways, but it's starting to show, just this number right here, it's starting to show the sentiment shift, because not too long ago there were very few shorts and many longs that were opened. So now we can start to see that retail are rather neutral. Some people are bearish and some people are bullish. Maybe they're not seeing this as a bull flag, maybe they're seeing this as a, who knows what they're seeing it as, doesn't really matter. But at the end of the day, what we have at level 3 is retail going long and short, and that sets the ultimate trap for one side, which we don't know what that is just yet, but it sets the ultimate trap for one side for whenever the market maker is ready to take out that side. Now, in the last video update that I did, I was saying that in order for price to have continuation to the upside, I wanted to see it break above this liquidation level, which was also the high of the day at around 30,600. We failed to do that, so there was no long opportunity, but we did tap into these liquidations, so they're gone now. And then for downside, it was failure to get back above the 50 EMA and continuing to reject. Now, we didn't really have failures of the 50 EMA where we had an attempt, then it broke down. We had an attempt, then it kind of went nowhere. So we haven't broken the initial low of the day from yesterday at 29,960, and we're just dancing around the EMA. So like I said, dancing around the EMAs is it's a no trade zone for me, but it does mean that this liquidation level is gone as well now. And so when we look at what is decent that is left, we've got these ones up here to the upside, which would be a break above the weekend high if they came for these higher ones. And then we have these ones down here, which would be a nice decent retracement in all honesty. The lower one is close to the 800 EMA, but whether or not we get that decent a retracement remains to be seen. So let's have a look at the 15-minute time frame and see if we can get any better hints of what is actually going on. And this is what I was talking about. So this was the initial low of the day that was set yesterday on Monday at 29,958. Price pulled away. It was at this point that I said I need price to get back above the IHOD, the initial high of the day, for continuation to the upside. Couldn't do it there, and we ended up coming back to retest the initial low of the day. And now if we have a look where Asia opened today, and we have a look at the 50% area of Asia, which is a trading strategy that I've covered on this channel. I'll link it above if you want to watch it if you haven't already seen it. But the basic rule is if the Asia gap opens somewhat around the middle of the low of the day and high of the day of the previous day, it's likely price is going to go nowhere that day. So this right here, this candle here is that open, and this here is the 50% line at around 30,280. And you can see it's fairly close. So far, price hasn't really done anything. However, we do have some news events, or one news event coming up today in a few hours from the time I'm filming this video. Reminder, these are set to Dubai time, so you can definitely go to this website, put in your own time here to get the conversion. But yeah, in a few hours time, we have consumer confidence. That may cause some volatility. Tomorrow, we have Fed Chair Powell speaking. We also have that again on Thursday. We also have final GDP, unemployment claims, and then Friday we have core PCE. So it might be that today is going to be a little bit quiet until at least that consumer confidence comes out. And if we are quiet and price just moving sideways, then you know that anytime price is consolidating sideways, it's the market maker building contracts for a bigger position down the track. So we're in the same situation that we really were in yesterday, and that being that until we either break below the initial low of the day or we break above the initial high of the day, it's kind of a no trade zone. Because when you look on the 15-minute time frame, EMAs are flat as well. This is just a consolidation period. Now, I do like that we held the low of the day yesterday. I do like that, but I don't like that we haven't broken any highs of the day. So really, yeah, it's just a growth zone, to be honest with you. So for me personally, I'm holding on to the long from the W for now until I have a reason to actually exit that, but it is a long-term trade. And I may open a short position if we continue to reject highs, just as a hedge position. I don't really think shorts are the bigger play right now, honestly. Like, we might get a pullback on them, and it might be a nice decent little hedge trade if you're already long, but I'm really not sure with the momentum that we have at the moment. I'm just not sure that shorts are going to be the best play. Of course, that can all change at a moment's notice when news events happen, so definitely keeping my eyes out for that. But the problem that I have with all of these lows that are created here is I don't have a stopping volume candle on any of them. We had this peak formation high. Yes, we moved away, we came back, created a lower high, but lower highs, I usually like them to dip into a previous unrecovered vector, and when you look at all this here, there is none. So that's just not something I like. Now, could you say, but Annie, that's an M formation? Yeah, 100% you could, and you're not wrong, because it is a high followed by a lower high. But I personally have really strict rules on what I like to see, and I like to see the second peak come back into an unrecovered vector and then give me a strong rejection. Like, this hammer is a really nice one, this green hammer right here. I just would have liked to see that in a vector zone that was recently created, and I don't have it. So I'm very, very skeptical about this move at the moment. Also, the fact that we're holding this level, which even, besides it being a hold of the initial low of the day, this is where price accumulated prior. So it's just a high volume area. And yeah, like I showed you before, it looks more to me like the market maker is setting up a potential bull flag. Maybe it's setting up that way because people are shorting from here. I don't know. Until we actually get the breakout, it's kind of difficult. But ETH is a bit of a better story because look at Ethereum. So Ethereum's giving us a typical play right now, but I kind of want it to break this play and not play out, to be honest with you. But you know, if it does, it does. ETH is giving us here, it's a very typical reversal pattern of this method that we trade on this channel. And what that is 3 hits to the high at level 3 at the high of the week. And we have here 1, 2, 3. This line here is the high of the week at 1937. Followed by that, if you think the trend is going to change, you wait for a lower high signal, which is what we got here. Honestly, this is textbook for this method. So I really do like it. Price is retracing after that drop, and it's currently right on the 50 EMA. So it's okay if it comes up a little bit above the 50 EMA. It may be coming to make a full recovery of this vector candle right here. So really anything that's left of this vector candle that has not yet been recovered, any rejection there is likely to lead to another level drop, potentially to the 800 EMA, come back to recover some of these vectors. Now again, it's not a huge drop. See what I mean? How I think, like, whilst we may get short signals, they just may not end up being a big trade, and I can't really be bothered with that, to be honest. But if you're desperate for a trade, this would be something to look for, because the next level may drop down to here, then you may get another retracement or a board meeting consolidation go sideways, and then you may get another drop potentially into one of these zones right here. That would be better, but you need the final confirmation. If you're not already short on Ethereum, you're waiting to see if we reject this zone right here. Now, when I have a look at the heat maps, they're not giving me anything either. There's not really a lot of commitment. I can't see high level shorts above price, can't see high level longs below price. So yeah, that heat maps aren't helping me. High block heat maps as well is not helping me all that much. The highest level I have is down here at 27,700. That's for Bitcoin. But I don't really have, I don't have anything that's exciting me right now that, you know, kind of makes me go, guys, watch out for this level. Like, I like it when it's really obvious. It's not all really obvious to me. If they want to go for the upside, there's this level here at around 31,700. Again, just not huge, but there's quite a bit below. Whether they come all the way down to 27.7, I don't know about that. Honestly, I don't know about that. But, you know, if the trend changes, we'll reassess. So back to Bitcoin, the moral of the story is we're on the 50% area of where yesterday's low of the day and high of the day were printed. That usually means sideways price action for the day, not a great trade. You can sometimes get scalps out of it, but if you're looking for anything higher time frame, it's usually not that great a day. As I'm filming this, there's still 4 hours of the UK session to go. So wait around for the 8 a.m. extension. It's 8 a.m. New York time. That may give you a hint of what's to come next. If the 8 a.m. extension breaks out to the upside, then you're looking for structure to change for continuation to the upside. However, if it tries to break out in the extension and it cannot break the high of the day, then you're looking to see if a lower high gets created in US. And in that case, you'll have an M formation, in which case you should expect further downside. So on that note, if you're looking to trade either of these, we do have a deal for you going with BitGet at the moment. You can get 15% off trading fees ongoing for life, which is a big saving over time. And there are also some sign up bonuses. So be sure to check out that link in the description of this video. I had a great time with BitGet on the weekend. Actually, they organized a boat party. We had BitBoy Crypto out here in Dubai for the week. I think he's here. I'm not sure, but he was there. Other influencers were there, and we were celebrating Messi's birthday, who I have no idea who Messi is. I'll put some video in here to show you what the cruise was like, but we were celebrating that, celebrating BitBoy being here. He was lovely, by the way. And yeah, had a great time. So thank you, BitGet, for that weekend. It was my first cruise in Dubai. Okay, now let me talk about some other options. If the 8 a.m. extension doesn't go to the upside and it goes to the downside instead, because we do have a little bit of a multi-session M happening right here with the first peak in Asia, the second peak in UK. So it's very possible that we come down. So if the 8 a.m. extension is actually to the downside, because you already have that lower high, you'd be looking for another lower high throughout the next session, being US, for continuation to the downside. In that case, you'd be hoping that it breaks this very strong level at 29,960. Again, I'm just not so sure about that, but it absolutely could happen based off a news event trigger. So I wouldn't discount discount it. If you get the signal, then take the signal regardless. Bitcoin's a little bit harder to work out right now. Ethereum is easier, a lot easier, so maybe switch to trading that if you're looking for a short-term trade. But this M here is the perfect example of what I was trying to say that I like to see here when I like to see price come back into a vector and reject it. See here, this is on a much smaller scale, but it absolutely counts. So if this was to turn out to be an M, see this first peak created a vector, and then as soon as it creates that vector, you mark out that area because that's the high volume area that you don't want to see price be able to break through if it attempts to return there. And that's where you look for weak looking candles. And this candle right here is the green hammer, inverted hammer attempt to get back into the zone that at this point in time has failed. That's the exact kind of M that I like. Following that, we need to break away with volume and break the 50 EMA, which hasn't happened yet. So look for that because that could be a trade opportunity coming up and it may happen on the news. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. I hope this video was at least educational because it may not be an actual trade setup for today with price being where it is, although you may get something out of Ethereum. If you did enjoy this video, if you did learn something new, please smash up that like button, hit subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and turn that bell notification to all. And don't forget to check out the links in the description of this video for some good deals on some exchanges to trade on, as well as details on how to join the tribe and learn this method in full. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you guys soon.